Hello, and welcome back to Recap Stories. Today we're looking at the 1994 cult sci-fi comedy film, Tammy and the T-Rex. I hope you enjoy the video, and spoilers ahead. The film, and I use that term loosely, starts with Tammy as she's practicing with her cheer team. Michael, her boyfriend, is just the typical teen jock. He picks her up from her practice and they head out. They run into her friend Byron, who is the 90s stereotypical gay guy. Tammy gives back a flower Michael gave her because she's afraid her crazy ex-boyfriend will hurt him and she would never forgive herself. So he eats it as tulips are fairly delicious. He asks her if she's going to the party on the weekend, and just as she says yes, her psycho ex-boyfriend Billy pulls up. The two start fighting with everyone cheering. Billy even drops a few nice elbows. He then grabs Michael's junk and his friends cheer him on. Michael retaliates, grabbing Billy's, and Byron appears to approve. Police arrive and finally break it up. Tammy runs off for whatever reason and Byron tells him not to give up. We get an epic reveal of our T-Rex and meet the creator, Dr. Wackenstein. They're testing its functionality and it has the mobility of a Disney World attraction. Our evil doctor wants to give it a brain and bring it to life. Michael is in bed and gets a call from Tammy. She apologizes for running and asks how he's feeling. Tammy tells him to come over, but he has to sneak so her parents don't see. I'd say he's a tad excited. Michael climbs the trellis into her bedroom, but some of Billy's friends drive by and see it, so they're gonna go give him a call. Her father sees a car pull up and Billy and a bunch of his friends arrive. They break into the house and head up to Tammy's bedroom. Michael escapes out a window and Billy wants to know where the hell he is. Billy sees him outside the window and they chase after him. They chase him into a wooded area and Billy hits him with a bat. They grab Michael and put him in the trunk. Billy brings him to a wild animal park. They find a lion just walking around and stop the car. Billy says if he ever comes near her again, he'll kill him. They drive away, leaving him with the wild animals. A lion jumps at him, mauling him. Luckily, a game warden shows up, saving Michael. He's taken quickly to the hospital. Tammy and Byron arrive to find which room Michael is in. They find Michael in a hospital bed and he looks completely untouched. Tammy's pretty upset even though Michael looks perfectly fine to me. Billy arrives trying to stir the hornet's nest and he gets kicked in the jewels for his efforts. Dr. Wackenstein, or Wackenstein, arrives looking for a Dr. Rosenbaum. The doctor takes him to Michael and tells him this is the one he's been telling him about. He introduces himself to Tammy and asks his assistant Helga to check his vital signs. Helga cuts a wire to the vitals monitor, setting it off. They pretend to perform CPR on Michael but pronounce him dead nearly immediately. Helga takes Michael's body out of an emergency exit. He's waking from his coma and they sedate him. It doesn't quite work, so Helga slugs him. They bring Michael to their warehouse and begin their work. Michael's brain is removed and they place it in a dish with bubbling green goo. His brain is being connected to a robotic dinosaur. It roars and the doctor claims it to be a success. A pizza guy arrives and the dinosaur is checking him out. It taps his shoulder and he runs out. Bobby, one of the doctor's men, is putting the head back together so they can bring the body back to the morgue. He starts mocking the dinosaur and it bites his head off. The dinosaur laments his old human body and I wonder what the hell I'm doing with my life. The T-Rex escapes and steps on the other assistant to death. He tries to call Tammy but she doesn't answer. He leaves a nice roar on her answering machine. Tammy instead decides to go mope at a party. She can't be feeling that bad if she went to a party. Billy and his merry men arrive to ruin the festivities. Tammy tells him off and leaves. Michael the dinosaur arrives fashionably late to the party. He sets his sights on Billy and I'm sure he only has good intentions. One of Billy's little followers decides to relieve himself on the T-Rex. He claws at his belly, spilling out his guts. Billy's getting pretty handsy with this girl and the dinosaur grabs her by the leg. Billy runs off saying there's a dinosaur and the party erupts in chaos. Billy heads to a tent and the T-Rex bites his head right off. He does, however, pick up Byron off the ground and dust off his jacket. Police arrive looking at the carnage. They find a couple hiding under a table and the woman tells the sheriff it was a dinosaur. Byron confirms what she's been saying. The sheriff wants everyone tested for drugs. Dr. Wackenstein and Helga head out to look for the dinosaur and Tammy. Tammy is trying to get ready for the day and notices a 20-foot tall dinosaur looking through her window. Her parents go to her room to find she's missing and her room is a disaster. Michael has taken her to a barn and eats a flower so she knows it's him. They play charades and she finally figures out that his brain is inside the dinosaur. The police are at Tammy's house and the sheriff tells her parents that it was a dinosaur. She arrives home and tells everyone that it was actually a meteor or something. She tells Byron Michael's brain is in a dinosaur and Byron tells her, I knew he recognized me. They're at Michael's funeral and the dinosaur is watching from the bushes. The doctor and Helga try to kidnap Tammy, but Tammy manages to catch them instead, bringing them along with the dinosaur to find Michael a new body at the morgue. She's checking out bodies at the morgue like she's shoe shopping. The doctor and Helga are escaping, but the police show up. Dr. Wackenstein tells them that this is his dinosaur and the police chase Tammy and Byron. They page the sheriff telling them the kids stole the dinosaur. The sheriff chases them through some trees. They stop at a river and Byron tells them he'll go distract the police. Byron gets arrested and the sheriff watches as Tammy is riding the dinosaur in the distance. The police follow Byron, who leads them right to a barn where the dinosaur is hiding. Byron brings Tammy some food and water, unaware he led the police there. The police arrive and tell him to step out. They grab Tammy and Byron and the T-Rex steps out. The sheriff tells everyone not to shoot. The doctor and Helga arrive and the sheriff tells them to get the hell out of here. The doctor explains that's his dinosaur and he can subdue it with a tranquilizer dart. A tranquilizer dart on a robot dinosaur powered by a teen boy's brain. The dinosaur confronts and kills the doctor and Helga gets the hell out of there. The police open fire on the T-Rex. Tammy screams and comforts the robot dinosaur. Tammy is back home and in high spirits for having lost her robot dinosaur boyfriend. She starts talking to a camera and we hear Michael talking back to her. His brain is on her desk hooked up to a computer and camera as she pours booze over it. Then she does a super creepy striptease for the camera and the brain sparks with excitement as the film comes to an end. Well, that was something. Thank you for watching today's video. If you'd like to see more like this, please subscribe and hit the bell to be notified of any new uploads. Thank you for watching, and as always, do take care.